Hello, my dear subscribers and people who stumbled over this. This is Casual Commodore, back from the dead with a new video. This is, I guess you can call this an off-topic video because this has nothing to do with Commodore whatsoever. This is the motherboard of a ZX-81 clone called Power 3000. It goes by many names. The most popular name here in Denmark is the Lambda 8300, which actually I have. It's this little guy. The Power 3000 has the same physical form, but with another color scheme. I have disassembled it in 1,000 pieces, but let's see if I can find the top here. It looks like this. I will, of course, have it assembled at the end of this video. I have a plan with this. I'm going to do several things to it. I'm going to add a composite mod. It actually has a composite already, but that doesn't work on modern LCD screens. So I bought this one, this little guy, which is a composite mod for the ZX-81. See if you can see it here. Where you have to solder a few places on the motherboard. Then I'm also gonna put in a new voltage regulator. It has this one, but it gets very hot and it has this big hunk of metal to cool it. I'm gonna put in another one. I got this one, which does not get hot at all. It just stays cool. It was quite expensive, but this was my first computer love, so it deserves some good stuff. So I'm gonna put that one in instead. And lastly, I'm gonna connect the keyboard. It's here. This has to be connected to this. It was previously with this one, but this one was very stiff and they broke off here, so it wasn't very good. I'm gonna replace it with these. I have used these in other projects. It's called the DuPont cable, and I love these. So I'm gonna just cut it in the middle here and solder each end of these here and here, and then I can just connect them like this. So if I have to take it apart later, I can just take it apart like this and put the keyboard away. That wasn't possible before, so I think that's nice. And I'm gonna start out with the composite mod. So we're gonna put this aside. Now this one has a few wires. The black one is ground, and the red one is 5 volts, and the yellow one goes directly to the pin on the ULA chip, which is this one, where the video signal comes from. And then we have these brown and black. This is the composite out, so you have to attach it to this one. And I know I think I mentioned that I already did this mod and tested it out because I wasn't really planning on making a video actually. But there are not many videos on these machines, so I decided to do it anyway. You have to cut a few traces so the old composite signal does not interfere with the new one, and there are a couple of places in case you want to do this yourself. Right there on the upper side, and there is a place on the underside as well, which you can see is right there. Now I'm just gonna attach this, and I think it would be good to, I'm gonna zoom a little here. I think it will be good to just put it right here, right in the corner. I'm gonna hot glue it down here. There's a little ground pad there, but on the underside of this there is nothing, so it can't be shorted out. So I'm just gonna mount it right here. Now I have to think about a few things when I glue this down. I'm not gonna cover these two, because those are two pot meters that you can adjust. Oh, I have the manual here. You can adjust the 6 signal and something called pixel. So I have to leave those free. And this one is actually a jumper where you can invert the picture. So I'm going to avoid that as well. So I'm just going to glue around the edge. You know what? Screw this jumper. I'm going to heat it up here as well and on that edge too. There, I finished that up now. It looks pretty good. So I think I'm gonna start by attaching these to the composite out port on the underside, which is this area right here. So the brown cable here goes here, and black goes to ground, which you can grab from several places. Ground is this whole thing right here. So there is there and there and there and there, and but there is a little pad right here. I'm going to attach it to that one. Now regarding the yellow wire, which goes to the videos directly to the video signal from the chip, I traced that to pin 35 on the ULA. In the manual for this thing it says pin 16, but that's for the ZX-81 ULA. This is different. So that is pin 35, and you count it like this from 1 to 20 and from 21 to 40. So on the underside, this is the ULA. If you count it, it's from 1 to 20 here and from 21 to 40 here. So 40, 39, 8, 7, 6, 35 right here, which you can actually catch on the other side of the board here, right here. So I'm gonna attach the yellow wire to this point right here. Alright, now it gets a little bit exciting because I'm actually gonna attach this one while I attach these, because I'm gonna grab 5 volts directly from the source, which is this thing right here. So first I'm gonna have to remove this big hunk of metal by removing a screw. Slide this out, yep. Okay, I'm gonna fire up my very noisy desoldering station here. I'm gonna desolder these 3. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this one in here now. Very, very nice. So that's it. It worked fine. Alright, now that's pretty good. Some of these are pretty pointy, and I'm a bit worried that if I just leave them there willy-nilly, that at some point they will poke through some of the wires and short something out. I'm not gonna risk that happening, so I'm just gonna glue them down. So I've routed the wires now and glued them down so they don't move, and I think that's pretty good. Now I gotta move on. I'm gonna attach the keyboard. There, 32 wires pulled apart. Now I gotta strip them. There, all twisted up now. Next one, white. There, that's all 16 wires on the motherboard end. I'm gonna reinforce it with some super glue here. I don't think they will break loose just yet, but it's just for my own peace of mind, so yeah. So there, now that's pretty good and protected. Now I just figured out that there is not a whole of a lot of room in here, so I think the ones I'm gonna solder to this one, I'm gonna make them a bit shorter so there's not a lot of wires roaming around in here, but I guess I can make it work if I make them a little shorter. Alright, time to strip 16 more cables. Ah damn, I should have shortened them before I pulled them apart. God damn it. Oh man, this thing is weak. I need a new one. Okay. Damn, all this stripping. Should have invited some friends over to help me out with this. A strip club. Alright, so we start with the black one, the first hole here. There. I think that's pretty good. Actually, you can see here that it says Lambda 8300, even though it's a power 3000. And actually, let me show you something. Same thing on the motherboard here. So I guess that's the default name for it. Let's put this in there. It's actually, there's a bit too much glue here to it so that it can fit. I mean, I can make it fit in there if I press it a bit, but you see how the plastic is bending, and that is just not sexy at all. Well, it would be amazing for me to do a project without screwing up somehow, so this is the screw up of this project. Just gonna use the heat on the tip to like reform it. Well, this is a mess I'm not particularly proud of. Well, it ain't pretty, but now it's level with the board, at least, so it should fit now. Yes, what do you know, it fits. So let's put in the million screws again, shall we? The keyboard unit is finally done. Nice rubber keys. So basically, right now I don't have much else to do than assemble it and check it out. There we go. Put the motherboard in here. Only 3 screws holding it. So here comes a bit of tedious work again, connecting the keyboard up. It's a beautiful thing, but there's not much beautiful room, so actually I think I'm gonna split them up like this. Yeah, let's see. It can be closed, no problem. I guess I'm done-ish. If it works, I don't see how it should not work. So let's check it out. Plug it in power. Okay, nice and healthy startup beep. That is nice, that is normal. Okay, you have got to be kidding me. So the keys are not working. It's supposed to beep when you press a key here, and nothing is coming on. So great. Okay. Reset is working. None of the other keys are working, but reset is working and the power LED lights up. Back to the workbench, I guess. Well, after Googling a bit, I found a thread where it says it's supposed to take 12 volts. And if you look closely on the board here, it's white on white, so maybe it's hard to see, but it actually says 12 volts there. And the funny thing is that the PSU I'm using is only 9 volts. Actually, I talked to a friend as well who looked at a diagram of this computer, and according to him, it's actually only the speaker that takes the full 12 volts, and the other stuff is working on 5 volts. Well, I don't know what's going on, but I am gonna try and give it 12 volts. Now, since I don't have a 12 volt power supply with the correct polarity and the correct plug that fits, I'm gonna have to get a little crafty. So I soldered on a couple of wires here. The dark one is supposed to be black, but it was brown. It's ground and yellow for 12 volts, and I'm gonna try and use a regular PC power supply and power this up. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna have to measure it and see if it gives 12 volts. So I don't hook it up to a defective power supply and screw things up even more. See, I'm thinking ahead. I have learned it. Well, maybe you can't see what I do with the plug. Just look at the meter there. And yellow 1165. Well, I guess that's fine. Let's just try and start it up now. Alright. Now, it's just like before. Reset works, power light is on, but no keyboard life. So some component is damaged somewhere. Now I did check all the connections on the keyboard, and it gets through. Every single one gets through, and there's no short either. So I checked that. So I guess it's some component here that is sick or something. I don't know. I guess that's a little out of my league, but I'm gonna visit a friend in a few days, and I'm gonna see what he can figure out. Yeah, be back in a few days. So I've been staring at this for quite a while just to see if I could see something with my naked eye, and I noticed something with this little guy. Some of the legs are very dark, and actually this machine has had a rough experience at one point because some idiot fed power to it with the wrong polarity, and it started to smell a bit. Maybe this chip is damaged. So I think I'm gonna swap it out for, this is one of the other machines, for this one, and see if that helps. I am cautiously optimistic about this. So this is the underside of the Power 3000, and the bad chip is there. The presumably bad chip is there. I'm gonna take it out now. Alright. There. Well, this is the one that is hopefully good. So let's take that one out now. Alright, here we go. I hope this one is good. There. So, let's just see now if this made any difference. Come on now, chip. Be my hero. Yep. Okay. It made no difference. I was so hopeful that it was that one. Same shit. That was such a slap in the face. God damn it. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do now. Guess you will see in a few seconds, but I don't know it right now, so yeah. Alright, so I mentioned earlier that a friend would look at this machine, and I have visited him and he took a look at it, and he spent a lot of time, and he looked at a schematic, and he checked a lot of the components, and he couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. God bless him, he tried, and I'm really glad. And then I have been thinking, this was a few days ago, you know, and then I've been thinking, what is left? I mean, all the connections are there. I have measured between the keyboard and the motherboard. And all the connections are there and there are no shorts. And assuming all components are okay, there's really only one thing left. And that is the keyboard unit. Maybe it's not making the connection when you press down a key. Perhaps it's dirty. So I have nothing else to do. I don't know what else it could be, so... But I think I'm gonna try and test it out if that is it. So I'm gonna try and clean one key. Alright, I'm gonna clean the one key. It's this one up here. And this point right there. Alright. Okay, so let's give it some power and try that key. I don't know if I dare. I'm getting so used to it not working now. So, okay, one. Yes! Yes! Yes, it's working! These are not working, but oh, it has to be that. Yes, I'm gonna clean all the keys now. So excited. So I think I'm gonna use Q-tips for these and a big cloth for this area right here. Let's just do the entire thing one more time. Wow, I'm getting high from all these fucking fumes. Maybe I should test the keys before putting in the screws by, you know, just applying a light pressure on the back and trying them out. I think I'm gonna try that. Okay. Other side, a few random. Very nice. I'm gonna screw it together now. Now, before I put the keyboard in this part, I think I'm gonna put it to the ultimate test and test all the keys. Hook it up to the television now and test all the keys. So let's just try this. And reset. Reset always worked. Damn it. H is not working. Space and okay. H is not working at all. That sucks. It's the only key that's not working. Besides the H key that was not working, a few of the keys required a bit more pressure to register. So I'm gonna clean each of these points with a Q-tip thoroughly. Apparently these keyboards are quite sensitive. Though I wonder why the reset key always worked. Maybe it was a coincidence, maybe it just requires less resistance or something. Let's check it without screwing it in. Alright, H works now, great. F and V appeared a little weak. F, oh V, there. Alright, gonna clean F and V a bit more. F and V. F, better, and better. Now E is, what the fuck? You know what, screw it, I'm gonna wash this rubber piece and this one as well. Alright, it's been in there for a good 30 minutes or something. And it looks very, very nice. So I'm just gonna try and put it together as it is and see if that has helped. At very few of the keys now, I have to press a little harder to make them work, but I think it's a thing I have to deal with this old finicky keyboard. It is very, very good now. I'm gonna lock this down now and assemble it fully so it looks like a computer. You know, it looks like something. Plus it works. It's looked like this before, but it just didn't work. Now it works. Now while assembling this, now I remember the first time I did it, earlier in this video. I can't see why this should not work. Alrighty, all assembled. Now, let's just play a little bit with it, see if it works. Right, here we go, all ready to be turned on. Let's plug in the power. Yes, so let's create a program. Wow, you can't guess what I'm gonna write. Enter. Oh yes, wow. Let's just run this. Oh my god, there are no bugs in my code. Now who can guess what I'm gonna write in this line? That's right. Now it's just funny, you can see the code up here and there's a marker at the line 20. So like, I don't remember how, but somehow you have to move the marker and take the line down here if you want to edit it. It's a funny system. Anyway, let's run this. Wow. SF in 10. I have no idea what that means. But I guess it works. So thank you very much, people, for sticking with me all the way till the end. You have been very patient. This turned out to be a bit more complicated than I first thought, but it ended well. So I guess that concludes this project. I'm pretty happy about what I've done. I have eliminated a heat source. I improved the keyboard connections. Some might think otherwise, but I'm happy about it. And last but not least, the Composite mod. And if you thought the video was interesting, feel free to leave a like or even get subscribed. I am pretty sure I will upload some more at some point. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day, people. Bye-bye.